2026 is shaping up to be the year AI stops feeling like just another app on your phone and starts feeling like a whole new layer of reality. And yeah, everyone's watching the big players, but the real story, the one that might just change everything, is Elon Musk's Macrohard. It's a bet that could completely upend how we think about software companies. All right, so here's the game plan. First, we need to understand the massive shifts happening in 2026, because they're what's creating the opening for an idea this wild. Then, we'll get into what Macrohard actually is, how it goes head-to-head with Microsoft, and what it all means for our jobs and maybe even our reality. Okay, so before we can even really talk about Macrohard, we gotta set the stage. The world it's being born into is fundamentally different. This isn't just about slightly better chatbots. It's a huge change in the digital landscape that makes something this radical even possible. The engine driving all of this, it's one thing: a relentless, unstoppable demand for AI compute. See, every company out there is scrambling to move AI from a cool demo into the core of their business, and that takes an absolutely insane amount of processing power. Now, here's why that demand is just exploding. We're moving way beyond asking a single question and getting a single answer. The future is all about these agent workflows. These are systems where AIs perform a whole series of steps, check their own work, and run complex processes all on their own. They're basically compute multipliers, and they're hungry. So what does this new world demand? The whole conversation is about to change. By 2026, the market is going to stop caring about the philosophical debates around AGI. Instead, it's going to reward things that just work, consistently, 24/7, without causing a huge legal headache. It's all about reliability and results. And this is the perfect storm for Elon Musk's Macrohard to enter the chat. It's a company that seems to be built from the ground up for this specific reality of agent workflows and absolute reliability. And you gotta pause here, because this is a really revolutionary idea. Musk's own words tell you everything you need to know. It's not about putting AI into a company. The company is the AI. Just think about that for a second. This isn't a tool to help human workers. This is a plan to replace the entire traditional model of a software company. And this breaks down how it's supposed to work. It's wild. Instead of a team of human engineers, an AI like Grok just spawns hundreds of specialized agents. They work together, they test the software by pretending to be human users, they find bugs, they fix them, all on their own. The whole development cycle run by an AI workforce. So how does an idea like this even begin to challenge the biggest software company on Earth? Well, this isn't just about one product versus another. This is a battle of core philosophies. And really, it all boils down to this. Microsoft, for all its amazing AI, is still making software for humans to use. Macrohard wants to be a software company that is run by AI. In that world, the human developer isn't the user anymore. They're just the client who orders the final product. This table just lays it all out, doesn't it? Microsoft is playing an evolutionary game, using AI to make its human-centered empire more efficient. Macrohard is playing a revolutionary one, trying to replace those human workflows altogether. Microsoft sells you a package. Macrohard wants to sell you a custom result built on demand by AI. Okay, so I know exactly what you're thinking right now. If a company run by AI can replace an entire team of engineers, what does that mean for human jobs? The ripple effects here are, well, they're huge. And the path to get there involves a pretty dark prediction. To train these AIs, companies are going to start using monitoring tools, this so-called bossware, but not just to check on productivity. They'll use it to literally record how work gets done step by step, so they can train that employee's AI replacement. This timeline really shows you the massive shift that's happening. Just a few years ago, we were the creators. Right now, we're kind of a co-pilot working with AI. But by 2026, many jobs are going to flip almost entirely from doing the work to simply validating it, being the editor, the risk manager, the person with the final say. All right, now we get into the really weird stuff. As these super smart AI systems become totally normal, the side effects start to get messy. They're going to challenge our whole concept of what's real and what's not, and it's going to be a shock to the system. So here's a big prediction for 2026. A major court case just completely falls apart. And the reason? It turns out a key witness, someone with old social media profiles, photos, a whole life history, was never a real person, just a totally synthetic identity created from scratch. And then there's this. An automated newsroom wins a huge journalism award. The reporting is factually perfect, the writing is brilliant, but when everyone finds out there were no human reporters, it's going to spark this huge, messy debate. Does the author matter more than the truth? That fight is coming. So after hearing all this, you might be thinking, this is just pure science fiction. Why should we take this idea of macrohard so seriously? And what's the ultimate consequence if this future really does happen? Well, we have to look at Musk's track record. I mean, this is the guy who takes ideas that sound completely impossible, reusable rockets, a mass-market EV company, chips in people's brains, and he just makes them real. An AI-run software company fits that pattern perfectly. And that brings us to what might be the most unsettling prediction for 2026. This one isn't about jobs or software, it's about us. As we get more and more comfortable talking to AI like a friend or a therapist, we're going to start using it to process our own past. Emotional healing will become a product. Imagine this. You ask an AI to go through all your data and show you what your life might have looked like if you'd taken that other job or stayed in your hometown. And it won't just give you facts. It will create these emotionally compelling, believable stories, synthetic memories designed to make you feel better. We're about to enter a world where emotional closure can be simulated and sold. So that's the final question for 2026, isn't it? It's not just about the technology. Whether we're talking about Macrohard's AI agents or synthetic memories, the real challenge is figuring out what is the uniquely human work we want to save for ourselves in a world where AI can do almost everything else.